Tom and Felix on a quest for adventure. It was a hot summer day in the small town of Sonnenberg. The holidays had just begun, and Tom, a 10-year-old boy with wild brown hair and bright blue eyes, spent most of his days in the treehouse he had built with his father. His faithful companion was Felix, a shaggy golden retriever who was always by his side. The treehouse was their secret hideout, and they had made it cozy with pillows, blankets, and lots of books. One morning, as Tom and Felix had just finished their breakfast, Tom's mother called from the kitchen, "Hey Tom, I found a letter for you this morning." It was lying at our door. She handed Tom an old, slightly yellowed envelope. Excitedly, Tom opened the letter and read it aloud. "Dear Tom, I have heard that you are a brave and adventurous boy. I need your help to find a treasure that has been hidden for many years. Follow the clues in this letter, and you will experience the adventure of a lifetime." Your mysterious friend Tom looked at Felix with sparkling eyes. "A treasure, Felix. This will be our greatest adventure." Felix barked in agreement, wagging his tail excitedly. Inside the envelope was an old map with a path drawn from Tom's treehouse to a remote forest area. Without hesitation, Tom packed a backpack with a flashlight, some provisions, and a water bottle. Together, Tom and Felix set off. The first clue led them to an old well on the edge of the forest. It was an ancient stone well, almost completely covered in moss. As Tom and Felix approached, they discovered a message carved into the stone: "Seek the tree with the big heart." Tom remembered seeing a tree nearby whose bark formed the shape of a heart. He ran there, Felix always close by. At the tree, Tom discovered a small wooden box hidden in a hole in the trunk. He opened it carefully and found another clue: follow the path of the white flowers. The path was lined with white daisies winding through the forest. Tom and Felix followed the flower trail until they came to a small creek. There they saw an old wooden bridge crossing the creek. The bridge was old and rickety, and Tom stepped cautiously onto the first plank, which creaked under his weight. A message was carved into the bridge: "Under the waterfall you will find the next sign." Tom knew there was a small waterfall nearby, so they headed there. At the waterfall, Tom saw a glittering stone that stood out clearly from the rest. He picked it up, and underneath, he found a metal box. The box was rusty and hard to open, but Tom finally managed it. Inside the box was one last note: "A dig under the old oak tree in the clearing." With Felix by his side, Tom found the clearing and the mentioned oak tree. The tree was huge, with a wide canopy providing a lot of shade. They started digging, and after a while, Tom's shovel hit something hard. He lifted an old rusty treasure chest out of the ground. With trembling hands, he opened it and found a sparkling treasure of golden coins, jewelry, and old maps. But the most valuable item was a diary belonging to an old adventurer. It contained stories of distant lands and incredible adventures. Tom flipped through the pages, fascinated, reading about mysterious islands, hidden caves, and forgotten cities. He knew right away that this was just the beginning of their adventures. Tom looked at Felix and said, "This is only the beginning, my friend. Who knows what adventures await us?" Felix barked excitedly as if to say, "I'm ready." They returned home with the treasure and the diary. Tom's parents were astonished when they saw the gleaming coins and jewelry. But for Tom and Felix, the stories in the diary were the most precious. In the following days, they spent their time making plans and preparing for new adventures. They read every story in the diary carefully and dreamed of going on treasure hunts in distant lands. Tom even created a small map with all the places described in the diary. One day, while Tom and Felix were sitting in their treehouse, thinking about their next adventure, they noticed an old man standing at the edge of the clearing, watching them. He wore a worn hat and had a long gray beard. The man smiled and waved at them. Curious, Tom ran towards the man, with Felix close behind. Hello, Tom said. Who are you?" The old man smiled mysteriously. "I am the adventurer who wrote that diary. I have been looking for someone like you to continue my stories." Tom was speechless. But why me?" The old man placed a hand on Tom's shoulder. Because you are brave and have a true friend by your side. That is all you need for a real adventure." And so began a series of adventures for Tom and Felix that took them to distant lands, mysterious forests, and exciting worlds. They knew they could accomplish anything together and that their friendship was the greatest adventure of all. From then on, they were not only treasure hunters but also keepers of the stories they found and experienced. Every year during the summer holidays, Tom and Felix packed their backpacks, took the diary, and set off to discover new secrets. And no matter where they went, the stories they experienced and the friendship they shared remained forever in their hearts.